Hi guys, so today I'm going to be talking about my crazy road trip from Siloam Springs, Arkansas, so the very northwest point of Arkansas, all the way to mile zero, the southernmost point of the United States. So you might be wondering, why in the world did you take a trip that far for spring break? I mean, it's 24 hours of driving, and that's like without traffic or anything. And then, it's 1,547 miles all the way down there. Well, it first started out as, I don't know, kind of a joke I had because my other friends who were in a marine biology class were going down to Key West for spring break with their class. And I was like, oh, I'll just follow you down there. It'll be haha, joke. Apparently not. I made this kind of joke with my friends my two lovely friends. They both used to be my roommates. One is named Claire, like me, and Abby. Here's a picture of them. They're wonderful. They were honestly awesome people to go on a road trip with. Claire they're both very good at planning things, whereas I'm not the best. I can come up with ideas and say, oh, we should do this, and I can come up with ideas of what to do there, but they're very good at planning every single little second out and actually getting things done. So it was ideal. Abby is a photographer, and she has so many beautiful photos of our time at the Keys, and she took normal photos and photos with like film, so it was really cool. You must be wondering how you did not drive 24 hours down to the Keys, and you're correct. The majority of our spring break was the journey. Life's about the journey. We made this trip about the journey. So started off, we went from Siloam Springs to Little Rock in Arkansas. So Siloam Springs, Arkansas to Little Rock, Arkansas, because my family lives here, so we could stay a night in Siloam, or in Little Rock. So, because people couldn't get out of work and everything until later on the Friday. But then from Saturday to, on Saturday, we're planning to leave early and get to Atlanta. And because I have family in Atlanta, and the GPS took us right through Atlanta, so it worked out well. And so the first day, we leave from Little Rock at like 8, and we drive, and we're like, well, we need to stop anyway, and we were going through Memphis, so we stopped at the huge Pyramid Bass Pro Shop. Y'all, I know I'm not like a hunter or fisher or anything, but like, it's huge. It's the biggest Bass Pro Shop in I want to say the world. To be safe, I'm going to say the United States, but it's absolutely massive. And they have like a big old pond in it. They had a restaurant, a hotel, a bowling alley. It was honestly amazing, and we had so much fun walking through it. The next place the GPS took us through was Birmingham. And my friend heard that Birmingham was a lovely place. And granted, we're still trying to make it to Atlanta in like a good amount of time. So we didn't have a lot of time to stop there, but we did get to do the most amazing thing. Make sure if you're in Birmingham and you have an hour or two, go to the Sloss Museum. Okay, it's Sloss, S-L-O-S-S, Sloss Museum. It's like it's like an old factory of sorts where they used to process metal, and oh my gosh, they had it was huge machinery, and we went on a tour, and Claire is going to be a teacher, so she was the perfect person to read us all the information about each step, which is great. And I'll insert some pictures, but they had, the coolest thing they had was you went down into the mines, kind of where they would process the metal and then send it back up. And oh my gosh, it looks so cool. It was very rustic, and I wish we could have spent so much longer there, but we got there about an hour before closing, and it was really hot, and we need to get to Atlanta. But it was well worth the stop. So if you're in Birmingham, stop at the Sloss Museum. If you just really like the old-timey kind of machinery and stuff, it was a good walkthrough. Then from Birmingham, we drove to Atlanta, and my family actually wasn't there that night that we first got in, and so we just kind of dumped all our stuff down, and then we went to Topgolf. I don't know if you've ever been to Topgolf, but I describe it as like bowling but with golf. And so we got our own little, what is it called, slot, where we got a table and everything. Or no, I think that time we actually got to go, we got a couch, which was nice. And so my friends got drinks, and I was a designated driver because I don't like alcohol that much. But it was, so we had a lot of fun. And after a whole day of driving, and we were pretty worn out from walking around Bass Pro and the Sloss Museum, and so we just chilled, hit some golf, they had some drinks, and it probably was 12 o'clock or so before we got back to the house. And there was a time change, so we lost an hour, and that weekend was also a weekend where it was daylight savings time, so it was we lost 2 hours that night. So we didn't get to bed till probably 1 o'clock, and then we woke up at 7 o'clock, I want to say, 6 or 7, and then we were out of there. Because we had a big day ahead of us. This is probably, the whole time we were very nervous that all the details were going to lay out correctly. We were heading down to Orlando, and we were going to stay the night. This is where it wasn't with one of my family members, so my mom was very nervous, but then we were nervous. We got an Airbnb, and we were worried that it was going to be not safest. But once we got there, this was the cutest Airbnb, and so worth the money. It was $65 a night, so it was $20 a night for us, for the three of us. And then it was so cute. They had chicken, it was in the middle of Orlando, downtown Orlando, but they had a little chicken coop. They had a beautiful garden, and it was a cute little house. Felt very safe. It was wonderful. But then we got to Orlando probably noon or 1 o'clock, I want to say, and oh my gosh, guys, we went to Disney World. I've been a few times, but my friends had never been, and I could tell that they were not they wanted to go to Disney World, but they didn't realize how great Disney World is. And we had a great time. We did rides, and one thing that you wouldn't expect that was actually amazing was the Hall of Presidents. The robotics and detail was amazing that they did with the presidents. the first time we saw a president which was Abraham Lincoln. We were debating for like the first 5 minutes he was on stage whether he was real or not. Like, mind blown. It was amazing. Then we went to, then we had the fireworks show. I positioned them. We got a good spot of the bridge heading to Fantasyland, I think it was, where all the space stuff is. It was beautiful. I teared up. They teared up. They were amazed by, like, you know, because I think, again, it was like, you know, oh, it was a fireworks show, you know, but like Disney just does it to where it's beautiful and amazing, and it was great. Then we went back to the Airbnb, passed out, of course. Then the next day we were headed to the Keys. Honestly, that was a really long drive, because if you've ever been to the Keys and had to drive anywhere, it is a 1 lane, or it's 2 lanes. So like one going that way, one coming this way. It was rough for a while, but then as we come out of the marsh, we see the ocean for the first time. It was beautiful. It was amazing. We got pumped. The water is so blue and so pretty. It was great. It was amazing. Then this is another Airbnb, so we were again worried because we were going to be staying 3 days in the Keys at this Airbnb, and he was well rated, and we made sure everything was rated really well, and we arrived to this adorable little house. And if you're ever in the Keys, stay at Ben's house, and he has an outdoor shower, and it's in the middle of the Keys on Big Pine Key, so we were pretty versatile to what we needed to do, because when we went to the beach or anything, we went up north, we went snorkeling, we went up north, I'm pretty sure, and then when we went down to Key West, it wasn't that far away. I guess everything was about 45 minutes from our house, but if we had been anywhere other than there, something would have been 2 hours away, and then we wouldn't have done it. We went out to eat, we visited Key West, and we saw the Mile Zero marker, and oh my goodness, if you've never heard of like the Key West chickens, they're everywhere. And they were adorable. So like they had the big roosters, and then also moms with all the little babies. Oh, so cute. And down by the boardwalk, or I guess where all the port, they had all these cool statues and all these performers, and it was just an interesting, fun time to walk around there. And then that night we actually weren't able to, we didn't make it back in time because we went to the beach earlier that day, which was beautiful. We didn't make it back in time to go to the Hemingway house because we really wanted to see, you know, in the Hemingway house, like, because that's what you see in the Keys. So we really wanted to see the Hemingway cats. They have like the 6 toes or 5 toes. They have an extra toe somewhere on them. So we were really bummed about that, but it was fine. And then we went snorkeling. And we were pumped about snorkeling. I'm telling you, we were ready to get in the water and see some little fishies, you know. But of course, the one day we go snorkeling, at the one spot we go snorkeling, the current is awful, and some algae or whatever bloomed, so the water was so murky, you could not see anything. It was green. And like, we got in, and I'm already not like the best swimmer, but like I was gonna try. I had a flotation device on. I was ready to go. It probably took us like 20 minutes to get to the front of the boat because it was just, the current was just so bad. And you look down, you know, in the water and can't see anything. And then my friends swim over and try to look, and I think they saw one type of fish, but like by that point I was like, I hate this. I'm kind of scared for my life. I'm getting back on the boat. So that was, I would say that's probably the only thing that was a bust on our big grand spring break trip. But it was, everything else was great. Then what else did we do? Then after that we spent 3 days in the Keys, went to the beach, you know, snorkeling, whatnot. Then we headed back up, and what did we do? Oh, we stopped in Orlando again, and we ate at the Rainforest Cafe on the Disney Boardwalk. I remembered the Disney Boardwalk when I was younger, and it was like, I remember it not being that big, but when we went there, it was huge. They have added so many restaurants, so many things, and also usually when you go to the Rainforest Cafe, it's like a long wait. But since we're all 21, we just hopped onto the bar, and it was literally, we didn't even wait. We got there, two people were leaving, and then my friend is really friendly, so she just asked them to like, two people to like scoot down a chair so we could all three sit next to each other. That was great. Day of driving, and we just like ate and they drank. Designated driver again, hello. And it was a great time. Then it was pretty late when we were heading back up, but we drove like an hour north of Orlando to stay on a horse ranch. Oh my gosh, this horse ranch is amazing. I think it's called B&B, oh wait, Cypress Barn, that's what it's called. It was the cutest little place, and we got there around 11 or so it was pretty late. But when we got there, we had heard, the reviews had said you were like met by the kitty committee. They were not lying. This was amazing. It was, I guess I'm getting so like worked up about these cats, but it was great. We were walking and we're all tired, you know. We turn around and there's like 4 cats coming out of the bushes to see us, on the bushes to see us. And they were so sweet, and they were just loving up on us. It was fantastic. Yeah, and we slept in a king-size bed, which was fine. They did have a pull-out couch, but we were like, we're only gonna sleep for like 7 hours or so. So we just all crashed in the king-size bed, and it was fine. It was great. Then the next morning, we went on a horseback ride. It was good. It was refreshing. It was like something chill, but like still like doing something. And we all like to ride horses, and animals, period. And Cypress Barn had so many lovely animals. They were all so cute. I got to talk to a parrot. Then we left Cypress by like noon or so. We were back up to Atlanta. And yeah, we didn't do much in Atlanta. We just stayed the night, I think. I remember, my friend is a big KU fan. And it was we were gone during March Madness. So we went to a sports bar and we ordered we ordered some big old nachos. I think my friends got a burger or something too. And we just sat there in the middle of everyone watching the KU game. And it was like the thing that we needed that was like, again, relaxing and like eating, but like still around people and like the excitement of the KU game. It was fabulous. It was great. Again, we just passed out in Atlanta. And next day we're heading back to Little Rock. So the last long leg of our adventure was coming, and by this point we're jamming out to Hamilton, because I'm obsessed with Hamilton, and then I got them obsessed, and it was great. Oh, I forgot about the okay, at Cypress Barn they had Hemingway cats, so like the cats with all the toes, and we're like, what? We didn't see the Hemingway cats at the Hemingway house, but we come to this random ranch in Orlando and there's the Hemingway cats. Our trip was God ordained, we determined, because we were going through, it was just, the trip was great. It was amazing that nothing happened. We didn't have any car issues. Every place we stayed at was wonderful. And then coming back from Atlanta to Little Rock, we're like, we're not done yet. And what did we do? We didn't stop many places until we got to Memphis again. And I was like, the Memphis Zoo is there and they have like pandas and stuff. So we went to the Memphis Zoo that day. It was a good time. It was fine. Some of it was kind of sad because, zoo creatures. But it was good. We got out and moved our legs. Then we got to Little Rock. We watched Queer Eye. Ate some chips, salsa, and guacamole and cheese dip and tacos. Then we had to head up to Siloam the next day, and Claire and I are on the tennis team at JBU, and we had a match the next day on that Monday or Tuesday. And so we were pretty wiped out, but it was such a great trip. If you were ever debating going on a trip, like a spring break trip with your friends, if you can financially do it, you can't do it, and if you're going, make sure you're going with a group of people that everybody gets along, and because we had no issues, everything was moved smoothly, and everyone just went with the flow, and it was probably the best trip I've ever taken. It was amazing. And just proves with enough planning and reading all the reviews, you can have a great vacation staying at cheap Airbnbs, because some of them are just gems. And it's so much better than staying in a hotel, because you feel so much more connected to the community then, and it was great. It was wonderful. I loved it. Okay. I hope you enjoyed my spring break story. If you went on a crazy spring break trip, let me know. Write down in the comments where you went. And if you had a great time somewhere too, let me know and I will go. Because I'm all about traveling. I'll put it on my list. Happy traveling.